Let's go. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Global Pop-Up Art Project. We have with us Damian Glenn. He's a filmmaker. He lives in Florida, originally from New York. And we have Deb Maybury, who's from Toronto, Canada. She's an author, advocate, speaker. And my name is Connie Lee. I'm the president and founder of the Foxa Foundation. And this is our Global Pop-Up Art Project. We will be interviewing guests today, and we just love for your Q&A. You just type in the questions, and then we will answer them on the side. We hope you enjoy this event. It will be rebroadcast throughout the time or the day, so you can go back and listen to it, or just anytime at your leisure. We hope you enjoy it and learn a lot, and thank you for coming. Damien and Deb will say something now.
Hi, my name is Daimon Glenn. I'm a filmmaker from New York. I had a film production company in Times Square area. The way I got involved with FAFSA is I had a movie about an autistic girl who was taken advantage of, and she was taken advantage of by people she was supposed to trust, by a policeman when her family left her out in a shelter, and it really got me involved in seeing the side of sexual abuse victim. And now I'm in Florida, still continuing filmmaking and helping Connie out.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Deb?
Hi everybody, I'm Deb Maybury. I'm an advocate in the area of childhood sexual abuse, primarily in the healing stream. And I originally met Connie about 3 years ago when I was writing my book, Unlock the Door Beyond Sexual Abuse. And I was looking for people to participate and contribute a chapter for the book. And she did so. She was doing some fabulous advocacy work herself, and I thought she would be a great addition for the book. We sort of stayed in touch over that period of time and watched each other, along our journeys. And I've become a facilitator with adults who were victimized as children, and I've begun to find my voice musically, and I continue to write, and I continue to have an interest in the healing stream of people, when they've been violated, and there are various methodologies that I'm learning about, so when I'm facilitating or working privately with people, that I can assist them and have various options to help them along. So I'm really looking forward to meeting and speaking with the people today, and I'm very interested in the creative aspects of healing, so I'm looking forward to the next few hours together.
Thank you. Hey, Deb, can you talk a little bit about your book for a second?
Well, sure. I always have one close by. This is my book. It's called Unlock the Door Beyond Sexual Abuse, and it's an anthology. There were 39 people that contributed to the book, and it took about 18 months to do that. And the way the book actually came about was just I had completed my goals for the year in 2011, and I laid awake at night and I just kept asking the universe, why am I doing all these crazy things? Challenging myself, fire walks, and reading 76 books in a year, and cycling across Canada. Why am I doing these crazy things? I could just be relaxing. And it really came to me. I had started to have flashbacks about the violations that had happened to me as a child, and I couldn't get it off my mind. And I felt compelled to get up, and I went to my computer, and at the very top of the page I wrote, "Unlock the Door," and I shared the story, my short story that's in the book, of the final day, the last day when my perpetrator was trying to get me into his place, and I locked the door of the car and I wouldn't go in. So the book was born out of that night, and those flashbacks, those visions, which I really hadn't had. And it's been very powerful. People shared their story for the first time. They revealed their experiences. So many of them have, I'm in touch with all the people in the book, all of them. And so many of them have gone on to do really incredible things like radio programs and art projects and school projects and all kinds of things. So it's been a fabulous journey. The book is, I always say, you know, if I get hit by a truck, I've done so much in connecting all of those people. So I think it's a great book, and had so many wonderful testimonials, and it's a token to all the people that contributed. It's been a great journey.
It's amazing to get everyone involved. It pulls empathy together too when you can express your feelings through art and through books. That's one of the great things I really admire about art. When you view art, a lot of people try to put themselves in the artist's mindset, see what the artist was thinking at the time that they made this art, and that actually pulls your empathy in. It makes you empathetic with this artist. You try to put yourself in their mindset. What are they seeing? What did they go through, and what did they feel? And that's one of the amazing things about art. It helps connect people through empathy.
Say more about that in terms of your experience. And I mean, you're a filmmaker, so you're always looking, you know, with that frame of reference. So what kind of feelings come up when you look? Some of the art that, you know, we're going to be talking about today, what sort of things come up for you when you see that?
Okay. Well, Jennifer doll. It was about a girl who was a young autistic girl. She was abused throughout her life, taken advantage of, because people thought she was crazy. So they thought that she could not tell on the people who were abusing her because no one would believe her. She was abused first by her stepfather and then by one of her cousins. And when she explained to her mother what had happened, her mother no longer didn't believe her and kicked her out of the house. So she had to go to a teen shelter. And in this teen shelter, on her night of intake, the policeman who was doing the intake abused her and took advantage of her. And this was kind of like her final straw. She felt she couldn't trust anybody, and she kind of broke down. And this was kind of like the end for her. And she had a breakdown, and she found her way to express herself through poetry, and poetry was her main form of expression. And in hearing her story, I wanted to portray to other people what she had went through. And film, the great thing about film is you get to visually and through the story understand what the person has gone through. And it's your way of trying to connect the viewers with what the character in the story is going through. And this is not just for film, but this is for when people go to art museums, they see art and you really get in the mindset, what is this piece of art trying to say? Or what is this movie trying to say? And the great thing about movies is a lot of times after a movie is over, you still think about it for the next day or so, or even more time.
For sure.
So that's what I really enjoy about filmmaking, trying to get people to understand what I'm trying to express to them. That is my job as the director, to express an emotion. What is this director trying to express in this scene? And when you have the emotion right, that's often more important than a lot of the other things like the acting or the words. I think the emotion is more important than the actual dialogue, because if you can express the emotion that you're trying to get through, then the words come secondary. That's your real purpose.
Well, sure, and you just think of it as a picture, a clip, you know, in powerful presentations, whatever they are, film or paintings.
Yeah.
If the director or the artist can capture that emotion, that is what taps into the viewer and really hits home. And I know, you know, when I was for my book, I had a contest with different artists. And I narrowed it down to 4 selections for the cover. And there was one entry that was so powerful. The way that the gal did the graphics, and it was a blending of colors, and it looked like a beautiful painting. And it was so powerful. I can still see it. Now, I didn't select it for for my book because it didn't portray what I wanted to portray with the book. But it was extremely powerful. And I wrote to her and said, you know, really, it's the one I'm most drawn to overall because I feel the emotion of it, of the picture. But for my book, it doesn't represent what's inside. And I mean, I absolutely love what this artist came up with. But as artists, if we can capture the emotions and tap into the emotions of the people that are looking at our creation, we link. And you said that empathy comes up, and sometimes it's sympathy. I mean, I don't want anybody to feel, you know, sympathy for what I'm doing, but the empathy is the connection, and the healing comes from the connections that we have. Yeah. You know, there's something in group therapy that you see, there's an understanding in those connections, and that's where people begin to heal because they can relate and they no longer feel alone. And yes, that is so powerful in art.
That is powerful. When I was young, I took up music. When I was a teenager, I started playing guitar. And what I really enjoyed about the guitar is it allowed me to express